Namaste friends, welcome back to my channel. Friends, in my previous video, I have shown you the basic right angle weave stitch and how you can make the bracelet with it. I have shown you a small component with that stitch, and in today's video, we are going to make this cubic right angle weave stitch chain. Here you can see that I have added these four components in my chain, which can be extended further to make a bracelet or a chain for your pendants. So let us see what all material do we need to make this cubic right angle weave chain. Friends, for making our cubic right angle weave stitch chain, I'm going to use these 11 O's. These are in apple green color. Then I'll be working with Sono thread and size 12 beading needle. So let's get started. For making our first cubic component or first cubic right angle weave component, For making our first cubic right angle weave component, here I have picked up these four 11 O's. Cubic right angle weave component, as you can easily understand from its name, is a cube that is made up of right angle weave stitch components. So here we are first going to make a right angle weave stitch component. So for this, I have picked up these four 11 O's and now I'm bringing them down towards the end of my thread, just giving a tape, and now I'm going to tie like this, very gently, very carefully. I'm going to tie a knot like this, again a double knot, holding the component very gently, like this. So here you can see we have made our first right angle weave unit, and now I'm going to pass through all these four 11 O's of this first unit. So here you can see right now I'm exiting through this 11 O and you can see the knot here. I'm going to pass through the second 11 O, pulling in the knot and the tail like this. Again, I'm going to pass through this third 11 O, pulling in the knot and the tail through the fourth 11 O, pulling in the knot and the tail, and into the first like this, again pulling in the knot and the tail, and into this one like this, again pulling in the knot and the tail like this. So this is our first raw unit, right angle weave unit, and you can see this tail is exiting from the bottom of this 11O, and right now I'm exiting through the top of this 11O. So here I'm holding my component with this tail, just holding the thread in between my fingers, and now my component, and now I'm going to make my second unit on the top of this 11O. So this is my first 11O for my second row unit. So I'm going to pick up 3 11Os and pass through this 11O like this, thus making my 4 11Os like this. Again passing through all these 4 11Os one at a time, as we did in our right angle weave stitch in our previous video. Into this one and into the 11 row and into the top 11 row, into the side 11 row, like this. So here we have made 2 units. Now going to make the third unit, and right now I'm exiting from the bottom side of this 11 row. I have picked up 3 11 rows. I'm going to enter through this 11 row from the top, like this. So making my third raw unit, passing through all the 4 11 rows, through my third 11 row and the first one, like this. Now into these 2 11 rows. So here you can see I have added 1, 2 and 3 units in my raw chain. But we know that cube have 4 walls, 1 ceiling or 1 top you can say, and 1 bottom. So for making this cube, we need to make 4 walls. So here we have made 1, 2 and 3 walls. Now we are going to make the 4th wall. For making the 4th wall, we are going to join the 2 ends of this chain. So we are going to join this 11 row and the first one. So we are going to bring the 2 ends together very carefully, like this. You can see we have bring the 2 ends together like this. So we have these 2 11 rows. This is my first 11 row. I'm going to add the second on the top, and third 11 row, going to add the fourth at the bottom. So we are going to make our fourth wall like this. Very carefully we have to add this fourth wall. So right now you can see I'm exiting through this 11 row from the top. So I'm going to pick up one 11 row. That is my second 11 row, and we have to make a circle. So I'm going to pass through this 11 row. This is my third 11 row, which I have brought here from the other end, and here like this, passing through this 11 row. It has become my third 11 row. Now I'm picking up one more 11 row, that is my fourth 11 row, and I'm going to pass through the first 11 row like this. So this is the fourth wall. I'm going to pass through all these 4 11 rows one at a time. 2, 3 and 4. So here we have made the fourth wall. So you can see now I'm exiting through the top of this 11 row. You must be wondering why I didn't cut the tail off here. This tail is very helpful in holding our raw or CRAW component in place. You can see that I'm holding this thread in between my fingers, and I can work on with it very easily. So here you can see right now I'm exiting through the first 11 row of my fourth wall. So this was my fourth wall, and now after making all the 4 walls, you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4. So all the 4 walls are made of this cube, and now we are going to make the ceiling or the top. So here I'm exiting through this 11 row. So I'm passing through this 11 row. You can either pass through this one or this one. So here I'm passing through this 11 row on the top like this, and now I'm going to make the ceiling tight. So I have to pass through all these 4 11 rows on the top. So right now I'm exiting through this one. Now passing through the second 11 row, my third 11 and the fourth one into the first one. So you can see we have made the ceiling, and now we will move on the opposite side of this ceiling, that is, which was our bottom. Here you can see right now I'm exiting through this 11, so I'm going down through this 11, and I have reached the bottom side like this. Okay, holding the tail like this. So I have reached the bottom. Now into the 11 at the bottom, I'm going to pass through all these 4 11s, one at a time, and into the first one. So you can see our component. We have made all 6 walls of this component. So here right now I'm exiting through this 11 of the bottom, which we call the bottom, and now this is our cube. Now here, as I am exiting through this 11 from the bottom side of the cube, now this bottom will become the base for my next CRAW, or the cubic right angle weave component, in my chain. So I have made my first cubic right angle weave component. I'm going to make the second one on the top of this. So now we have got the base for our chain. After making this first cubic component, and now as I'm exiting through this 11, I'm going to make a right angle weave stitch component or unit on the top of this 11, then on this 11, then on this and on this. So we are going to make 4 walls on top of these 4 11s. So this is our bottom. Our bottom is ready. Now we are going to make first wall, second wall, third wall and fourth wall, and after that we are going to make our top, that is our ceiling. So here our bottom is ready now. So we are going to make the walls. So for making my first wall, as you can see, I already have 1 11, so I'm going to pick up 3 more. So here I have picked up these 3 11s, and I'm going to pass through this 11 like this. We want just take one more pass through all these 4 11s like this. So our first wall is ready. Now we are moving onto the second 11 of our base like this. Now reaching the second 11 here, you can see we have to make the wall, the second wall, but for second we have 1 11, we need 2 and 3 11, and fourth is already there. As I'm exiting through this side, so I'm going to add 2 11s for my second wall. So I'm picking up 2 11s, and I'm going to pass through this 11 like this into the bottom 11 like this, up just passing through all these 4 11 rows. Once again, down and into the bottom 11 row, like this. So we have created the second wall. Now moving on to the third 11 row at the bottom. I'm going to pass through this third 11 row. Now again we have two 11 rows for our third wall. I'm going to add, right now I'm exiting through this side, so I'm going to add my second and third 11 row, and fourth is already here. So I'm picking up two 11 rows and passing through this 11 row, making a circle like this into the bottom 11 row, up into, passing through all these four 11 rows into the bottom 11 row. Once you have mastered this stitch, you won't need to take double passes through all these 11 rows. So here, just since you're the beginner, so I'm just showing you how to take these passes. And now moving into the fourth 11 row at the bottom. Now for the fourth wall, you can see we have 1, 2 and 3 11 rows. Right now I'm exiting through this base 11 row, and here we have 3 11 rows. So this is my first. Moving up through the second, I'm going to pick up only one 11 row, and this is my third 11 row, the one I have picked up right now. Moving into the fourth one, so like this, into the base, that is the first 11 row, into the second 11 row, the third 11 row, the fourth 11 row, and into the base, like this, up through the 11 row. And now after adding these four walls, you can see now I am moving up on the ceiling, and right now I'm exiting through this 11 row and passing through this 11 row, and now I'm going to pass through all these four 11 rows on the top. So we are going to make the ceiling for our second cubic right angle weave component, into the second, third, the fourth, and the first 11 row. So we have made the ceiling of our second CRAW component, and you can see the look of our chain. We have these raw component 1 and 2, again on the other side, on all these four sides, our base, and this has become, this is our top or the ceiling of our second CRAW component or second cubic right angle weave component, and now this will become the base for our third cubic right angle weave component. So again we are going to make four walls on these four 11 rows, 1, 2, 3 and 4 walls, and then we are going to make the ceiling. So once again we are going to make the walls. So let us start by making the wall on this first 11 row. So for making the first wall, we are going to pick up 3 11 rows and pass through this one like this. Again taking the second pass from all these four 11 rows and into the base like this. Now into the second 11 row at the base, like this. Now for second wall, we have to make our second wall. We have two 11 rows already, so we are going to pick up only two, and this was our first 11 row. We have picked up second and third, going to pass through this 11 row. That is our fourth 11 row, like this, into the base, like this. So here is our second ball. Now I'm not passing through all these four 11 rows. If you want, you can take the second pass, but here I'm not taking the second pass because we have got a finished wall right now, and into the third 11 row at the base. Now for third ball, we again have two 11 rows, so I'm going to pick up only two more 11 rows and going to pass through this 11 row like this, making a circle with it into the base like this. Now for the fourth wall, into the fourth 11 row at the base. Now for our fourth wall, we again have one, two, third is missing, and this fourth 11 row. So exiting through this first 11 row, moving up into the second, now picking up my third 11 row and passing through the fourth 11 row here like this and into the base like this, stepping up, and here we have reached the ceiling or the top. So moving into the 11 row on the top. Now I'm going to pass through all these four 11 rows on the top, one at a time. And into this. So here you can see I have added three components in my chain, and this ceiling for the third component will become the base for my fourth component, and we are going to make our fourth component. So again I'm picking up three 11 rows into the base, that is the first 11 row. Now moving into the second 11 row at the base, so here we have reached the second wall. We have these two 11 rows, so I'm picking up two 11 rows and passing through the 11 row here and into the base like this, into the third 11 row at the base, again we have two 11 rows, so I'm picking up two more and passing through these two 11 rows like this, for making a fourth wall into this fourth 11 row, stepping up into this 11 row, and for fourth wall I'm going to pick up only one 11 row and pass through this one into the base like this, stepping up, and here I have reached the ceiling into the 11 and I'm going to pass through all the 4 11 on the ceiling or the top. So you can see our right angle bead chain. So this way we are going to extend our chain on the top of this. Here we have added 1, 2, 3 and 4 cubic right angle bead components in our chain. We can extend this chain by adding more components on the top of it in the same manner. So friends, this is our cubic right angle weave stitch chain. This chain can be used for your pendants. You can use this as a chain for your pendants and for your necklaces, and it will definitely look very beautiful. And here, as you can see, the thread pass between these beads. Here I have taken the contrasting color just to show you the thread pass. But if you are making a chain and if you don't like these threads popping out from the beads, it's better to use the same color thread for your chain. If you are using green beads, it's better to use green color thread. It will look more beautiful and elegant. And if you like this contrasting color, it also looks good, giving a pop-up of this thread in between from the beads. So this is the chain. I hope you will find this tutorial useful in making this cubic right angle bead stitch chain. And friends, if you like my tutorials and my designs, please do subscribe to my channel and please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you may get notified when I'll upload my next video. Thank you and namaste.